Happy Tuesday and welcome to Madeline's Life Management. Today we're going to be talking about a few more relationship tips and tricks. Relationships are great because you invest into them, and I feel like it's the most selfish kind of service because when you serve them and love them, they love you back. And probably not always. I don't want to make a blanket statement, because if you're a woman and your husband says to you, oh, I'm leaving you for another woman, I've never loved you all this time, that's not on you. Your job was to respect him. His job was to love you. That is him admitting, I am a failure. I have failed in the one thing God told me to do. Have you guys heard the saying, men marry women not wanting them to change, and women marry men wanting to change them? Well, I think it's so important to marry someone that you don't want to change, because people are new every day, but they're not going to change because of you. They're not going to change because you're nagging them, because you're being their parent. I heard a quote that was, treat the people in your life how you would if they were how you'd want them to be. I love that, because people will meet that expectation. If people go into a relationship wanting to change someone, not only will they be sorely disappointed, but frustrated and angry. And the person they're with is going to really fight that, because they're like, why did you choose me if you don't really want me, Another thing that Blake is great at emphasizing is doing fun activities together. One of my favorite things to do is ice skate. So he'll take me ice skating, and then we'll go to Ivanacone, which is an ice cream place. And we do that, during the winter, and it's always really fun. And recently he was like, okay, wear gym clothes or clothes that you wouldn't mind getting dirty. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I'm going to surprise you. So we drove up to this pet store, and it was called Pet Doctor, and you can go in and you can just pet puppies, and you pay like $5 and then you just play with the puppies, and they don't have to be expensive. One thing we do is we'll just go on walks and we'll plan for the future. Another thing I think is often talked about, but is not explained well, is to be their support system, being supportive of the little things, being supportive of not just the career aspirations and things that you would be expected to be supportive of, but also the little things, the hobbies and the current passions and what they're currently into. And if he's really into the Royals, and I just became a Royals fan, and now I'm like actually a Royals fan. Blake would be really into a certain type of music, and he really loves 21 Pilots. And I'm not the biggest fan of 21 Pilots, so I'm like, I want to, get you tickets for your birthday, and I want you to take your brother, who's also really into it, something like that. So you can be supportive without jumping on board as well. Another thing I want to talk about is just our expectations for our significant others nowadays. It used to be in the past that you would marry for economic gain, and then you would get support from friends, and you would get love from family, and you would get passionate love from affairs. And there used to be all these other people that you would get things from. You used to get you even used to get your oxytocin from your children, and now we expect this one person to be everything. They need to be best friend and lover and support system and economic support and financial gain. They have to be everything, and that's too much pressure to put on any person. And if you do that, you will be disappointed. So another really important thing is to create communities. So we're moving to Omaha, and I have on my list of things to do, I already have a mentor, Satara, and she is wonderful, and I'm so excited. And I'm going to join a church right away and join the women's Bible study right away. And I'm going to join a gym right away. And so, you need community. I'm staying in contact. I'm meeting with my sister weekly because she's also moving to Omaha. And so, I don't expect Blake, even though he is my best friend, which is such icing on the cake, I don't expect him to be everything for me, because that's too much pressure on any person. Instead of having it as an expectation, I'd rather be pleasantly surprised. Okay, so for this last one, it's just like a little charge to you to be positive when you're with each other and enjoy each other and laugh, just just have fun. You know, you chose them, and choose to enjoy the time. I know really having joy is such a choice. And I used to, when people would say, oh, you're so positive, I used to be like, oh no, I'm not really, you know, I didn't know how to receive that because I felt like it was something different or wrong. And then I was like, no, I choose joy every morning, and that is a good thing. And because I choose joy, I'm not going to let the little things kill my day. Because joy is a choice. And that just kind of floods over into other areas of your life. And I can always be a safe, supportive, fun place for Blake to go. And he's like, I always thought that relationships were work. He said, but it's easy. But here's the thing. It's not easy because relationships are easy. It's easy because we're cognizant of everything before the storm hits. So instead of going in with a negative attitude, we're going in with a positive attitude. Of course, it's easy to love and have fun with each other if you're already in a positive mindset. You know, if I'm already reading my Bible and listening to God, of course it's easy to serve him because I want to serve. One thing my mom would always say was, she'd always say, you know, we better fix this. Because, you know, if they were in a fight, she's like, we better fix this because, you know, you're stuck with me for the rest of your life. You know, the D word, divorce, was never mentioned in my family ever because it wasn't like that. You know, it was a threat that I'm going to be here forever. So you can have me happy and enjoy it, or, you know, you'll have an unhappy wife and burnt food. I'm just kidding about that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.